However, for those who are wondering whether it's a good time to buy, I always like to go by this famous quote. No one knows really who quoted that, but it's so true. Don't wait to buy real estate.
Right.
Buy real estate
and wait. So the central bank has raised the interest rates already 3 times this year since 2022 started. It has made it a bit more difficult for people to qualify. So I was wondering, do you have any advice for people who still want to buy a house or still want to buy an investment property and get into the real estate game? How should they approach it differently, or there's no difference at all with the high interest rates and the inflation that we're dealing with right now in Canada and in North America, really?
Yeah, great question. Having really high interest rate on your mortgage does play a part, especially for your monthly payment. It is going to be a bigger increase compared to when we saw the market having those 1% or 2% interest rates during the pandemic, right? There are reasons why there's that correction kind of happening. However, for those who are wondering whether it's a good time to buy, I always like to go by this famous quote. No one knows really who quoted that, but it's so true. Don't wait to buy real estate.
Right.
Buy real estate
and wait. Yeah.
The trends over the past years have always shown, it's up and down, down, high, and then a little bit low, and then it goes back up. So think about it, like you said, it's an investment. It will take a longer term for it to have any return on investment, but the right time to buy real estate is always now.
Yeah.
And here's another really good reason why it's actually beneficial despite the high interest rate for buyers to get in the market. You have, I don't want to quantify it, but just in my own opinion, I would say you have about 10 times, if not 50 times more chances to get in the market as a buyer, especially a first-time homeowner now that interest rates are really high than you did when the interest rates were really low. Okay? That's because when interest rates are really low, it floods the market. So most people and many people are getting approved for mortgages at really high interest rates. So there are lots of buyers in the market. That's what and with the house crisis on supply that we have now, it created this bidding wars, right? So real estate is a market, right? It's a marketplace. Think about it like the streets. If I'm selling something for $5 and someone says, I'm going to give it to you for $20, I'm going to take it for that price. So when bidding wars are happening, when the market is flooded with a lot of buyers, it puts all the little players with smaller, not little player, but what I mean really, because you're first time buying a home, your buying power is a lot less than an investment who is pulling out equity from their previous homes. So it makes you that little player in the game. It makes it really difficult for most people to get in the market when the interest rates are really low. So interest rates being really high, it kind of pushes out investors out of the market because they just look at the numbers. It's like, I've already got so much money. Why am I going to settle and buy a home for such a high interest rate? I'm going to wait. So then we have less buyers on the market.
Less competition.
Less competition.
Drives down the price a bit.
It drives down the price, actually. The value of the house remains what it is. There's just no more over asking, overselling
no more bidding wars.
No more bidding wars, right? So it's not that like people's houses are losing value. It's just that they're selling for what they're worth, right? So now it gives you room to negotiate. If the house has been in the market for over 15, 30 days, which is what we're seeing now in some niche markets compared to around the pandemic, homes were selling in 2-3 days. It was intense.
Very fast.
So it gives you time to reflect, to get that condition in around inspection. You have more buying power as a buyer than the seller, because guess what? This person, if they're selling in this kind of market, means they need the money.
Right.
So they are more likely going to accept these offers at asking price or a little bit under asking price, whereas before there was way too many offers for them to settle for the smaller amount. So as a buyer, as a first-time home buyer, and as a realtor who really works mainly with a lot of buyers as part of my niche, is the best advice is never wait to buy real estate. Buy and then wait. And especially when interest rates are high. Yes, it's going to cost you higher interest rate, but you're buying the home for a lot less than you would have if there was a bidding war.
Sure.
Which means it pretty much cancels itself out. You're buying it lower, you're paying a little bit higher, or you buy it higher and pay at also a little bit higher because it's a percentage, right? So hopefully I'm not speaking too much real estate language here. I want to make sure I still relate to that like newbie who's still learning. But basically, don't wait. You have better chances to get in the market when the interest rates are higher than you would when interest rates are really low. And by the way, our parents or great parents, when they were purchasing these homes at like $50,000, $100,000 years back, their interest rates were 15-20%.
Wow.
So to them, it's like, oh, look at these millennials.
Why are we complaining, right?
Why are we complaining? The homes were really, that's the thing, right? When you can buy a home at a decent price, expect your interest rates to be higher.
Right.
And it's not that bad compared to those back in the days who had 20%, 15%. That means all of that money is just going to paying off interest and a little bit to the principal.
Right.
So get in the market.
Good. This is great news for someone who's interested in getting in the market. As you heard, right? Don't wait to buy real estate, but buy real estate and then wait. This is a quote actually that I've heard in Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, I believe. So that's
that's
very,
where it's from.
that's where I read it for, but maybe you took it from someone else. But either way, you get the point, you get the message, get in now, it's still advantageous. It all depends about the information, the mindset, the desire, like she mentioned, and you can still realize your goals of buying a property to live in or investing and having an investment property.